In recent days, Queen Camilla has not been sleeping well. The royal agitation is at its peak, and it seems that the future king, Prince William, has made a decision so bold and brave that Camilla appears to be doing everything possible to preserve the ancient traditions of the monarchy, regardless of their value in her eyes. With significant changes looming, a wave of shock, shame, and desperation has overwhelmed her, painting a rather tense picture. William, always popular and second in line to the throne, is a beacon of hope for followers of the royal family. According to rumors, he has decided to declare his independence in a way that will forever change the dynamics of the royal family. For Camilla, who has spent years strengthening her role alongside Charles, this step could mean the end of her carefully crafted image, built on the foundation of traditionalism or possibly adherence to outdated ideals. To understand why Camilla might feel the repercussions of William's declaration so intensely, it is important to remember that William has long been praised as the future of a modern, accessible, and value-based monarchy, a refreshing contrast to the status quo where Charles and Camilla represent a more traditional approach, which, according to critics, is steeped in disdain and distance from the community. William is no stranger to deviating from protocol, whether it's interacting with common citizens or supporting ideas that resonate with the younger generation, from mental health protection to environmental advocacy. Insiders suggest that this important decision could lead to a change in William's public duties or even a restructuring of the royal family's operational hierarchy, which will undoubtedly affect the institution, something that has not happened since the death of his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. It is also said that these changes could have a profound impact on the very heart of the monarchy, potentially altering its core values and traditions. Changes may affect William's three children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis, hinting at a possible new trajectory in their roles within the monarchy. If the basis of William's decision is progressive thinking and a desire to modernize the institution, Camilla's reaction is understandable. According to palace rumors, Camilla's fear that these changes could endanger her influence, which she has maintained for many years, indicates her concern for her own power. Camilla's journey, from being a controversial figure to becoming queen consort, has been marked by public attention. However, alongside Charles, she has managed to occupy a position of power that some consider the last vestiges of the traditional monarchy. For many, William's world, which revolves around him, is a harbinger of changes. He has assumed this role with a hidden elegance and a quiet authority that resonates and reassures the public. It is evident that the new generation is more interested in reinterpreting the monarchy than in maintaining obsolete norms. For Camilla, William's independence is perceived as a challenge to the legacy of the monarchy and, consequently, to her own power. His decision will likely mean swift progress that not only could eclipse Charles but also weaken the power she has fought so hard to achieve. In essence, the tension between William and Camilla symbolizes a broader generational clash. William represents a progressive monarchy that seeks to evolve with the times and meet the needs of the people it serves. In contrast, Camilla clings to an institution that takes pride in its centuries-old traditions, rituals, and, according to some, an outdated sense of dignity. William understands that this institution, which has existed for centuries, must adapt to survive. His desire to create a monarchy where transparency, relevance, and service are paramount. By prioritizing strict protocol, he demonstrates his strength as a leader and his deep respect for the institution. It is no secret that William's public image is one of duty, which starkly contrasts with Camilla's. While Camilla's legacy is tarnished by whispers of scandals and a somewhat artificial dignity, William's legacy has been forged through authenticity and a deep respect for his duties. His bold vision for the future of the monarchy reflects his commitment to modernization and relevance in a constantly changing world. The decision to forge his own path reminds us that he does not need anyone's approval to do what he believes is right for the monarchy. Let's clarify one aspect of the prince. He questions the relevance of the monarchy, preparing for his future role as king. He has made it clear that the ways of the old guard, represented by figures like Camilla, may not correspond to the current landscape. This step underscores his aspiration for transparency, competence, compassion, and above all, his commitment to changes in line with societal development. This is due to his deep concern about how the meticulously maintained facade of Camilla and Charles might affect things. Ultimately, Camilla's elevation to the rank of queen consort was quite controversial. However, somehow, she managed the situation, possibly with a sigh of relief, thinking that the issues with her public image were behind her. Nevertheless, William's bold step brings these issues back into the spotlight, especially with the representations of Camilla and Charles regarding the monarchy. Essentially, this contrast symbolizes a clash between progress and tradition. William embodies a future-oriented monarchy, seeking to evolve with the times and establish deep connections with the community. Camilla, on the other hand, appears to be a supporter of an institution that values ancient rituals and traditions and is often perceived as rooted in a sense of self-dignity that has no place in the modern century. William understands that for the monarchy to survive, it must evolve. His attention to transparency and connection with the community demonstrates strong leadership and a clear vision for the institution's future. Camilla, on the other hand, seems to remain in the past, clinging to her version of the monarchy, which may be seen as increasingly detached from reality. William's changes could also have significant consequences for his children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. A more modern and accessible monarchy could offer them a completely different legacy from previous generations. William's willingness to prioritize his children's connection with the community reflects his progressive vision and commitment to the future of the monarchy. The ability of the heirs to understand the world around them is an admirable quality that indicates their departure from the royal isolation that often separated successors in the past. On the other hand, it seems that Camilla prefers to adhere to a more traditional approach, focused on maintaining the separation between royal members and the outside world. This raises an interesting question: will William allow his children to interact more freely with the public or follow a more isolated approach, as Camilla seems to prefer? The dynamic of the relationship between Camilla and William resembles a true game of chess, where each move is calculated and each response is weighed. William's bold decisions place him in a position of power that could easily destabilize the status quo. It is easy to imagine the whispers in the corridors of Buckingham Palace as Camilla tries to devise a strategy to protect her interests while appearing united with her stepchild to the casual observer. The tension may seem barely perceptible, but to those familiar with the internal dynamics, it resembles a powder keg waiting for a spark. Real analysts also speculate about the future consequences of William's choices for the royal brand itself in an era where public relations play a crucial role. The monarchy's ability to maintain a positive image depends on its relevance to modern society. William's approach, based on empathy and authenticity, could enhance the prestige of the monarchy among younger generations, disillusioned with the excess of royal formality. If Camilla continues to adhere to her traditional ideals, she risks alienating an audience that yearns for more sincere relationships. As it is known, perception is reality, and William's vision could be the breath of fresh air that the monarchy needs to survive in an age dominated by social media and public scrutiny. In this context, Camilla's struggle to adapt to William's vision becomes painfully understandable. Her resistance to change could exacerbate her own insecurity. In the cultural context in which this drama unfolds, it is crucial to recognize the deep traditions and rich history of the British monarchy. In an era where institutions must demonstrate their relevance, the monarchy finds itself at a crossroads and must evolve to maintain its place in society. William's vision offers a glimmer of hope, an opportunity for the monarchy to reinvent itself, establish meaningful connections with the public, and remain a relevant force in the 21st century. On the other hand, Camilla's loyalty to traditions could solidify her status as a vestige of a monarchy trying to adapt. The question now is whether Camilla will be able to adapt to the new landscape that William is creating, or if she will become a secondary figure in the history of an institution that must change to survive. In this complex power struggle, the moves are intricate, the stakes are high, and the outcomes are still unclear. What is evident is that the monarchy is on the brink of a transformation, and how it manages this crucial moment will determine its legacy for a long time. The irony of Camilla's position cannot be underestimated. Once considered the other woman, a figure that threatened the unity and stability of a family historically prone to dramas, she now asserts herself with independence and modernity. In this context, the legacy of Princess Diana is always present. Diana raised her children with love, understanding, and a conscious effort to familiarize them with the world outside the palace walls. It seems that William not only inherited his mother's compassionate spirit but also her fierce determination to keep the monarchy relevant in a constantly changing world. Unlike him, Camilla seems content with the past, clinging to traditions as a beacon in a sea of uncertainty. William understands that for the monarchy to survive, it must reinvent itself. This understanding places him in direct opposition to Camilla, whose established principles clash with his progressive vision. The legacy of Carlos, often depicted as the role of a supportive wife, an unwavering companion who keeps the defense while her husband rules, resembles more a faded photograph than a living legacy. However, this image begins to crumble when compared to the changing expectations of the monarchy, which can no longer afford to be seen solely as an eccentric institution.